Welcome, dear faithful, to the podcast that faces the most dramatic game of strategy, sabotage, betrayal, and murder. We are the Traitor Joes, and we'll recap each episode of the current season of the Traitors. Hello. Welcome, everyone, to Traiter Joe's. We are here to talk about the new reality TV sensation The Traitors. Specifically, we were very excited to talk about season 2, but for the first episode, we wanted to give you a little introduction on who your Traitor Joes are, and what to expect from the show, and maybe we'll do a little recap of season 1 and share what we're excited about season 2. But first, let's introduce the Joes. Let's go to Austin. and see the Joes over in Austin, and introduce yourselves, and then I'll do mine at the end.
I'll go first. So I am Brandon Joe.
Joe.
Brandon Joe. 1/3 of the very famous Austin office, you would say.
Mm-hmm.
If you are part of the Ampliverse family, if you read the group chat, if you listen to the group chat, I've made a quick appearance there, here and there. Yes. And other Joe.
I am Jeffrey Joe, aka Jeff. I hail from the Austin office, and I'm ready to get faithful.
Get faithful, or murder people,
or murder
banished.
somebody, or
Yes.
banished. We'll see.
And I am RJ Joe, or just R Joe. Technically, Joe J is for Joseph, so I am a legitimate Joe.
The actual Joe.
The actual
real
Joe. And the girls know me from Boys Love. The girls know me from Did You Read the Group Chat, from Showgaze. But now we're talking about Traitors, which I'm very excited to do because honestly, this all came about that the season 2 cast came out and it was a lot of our favorite reality contestants.
It was over.
All of our girlies. This was our Avengers Endgame. And
True.
so
Roman Empire, call it what you want, whatever.
Absolutely.
You want the Scottish Empire.
Truly, like Parvati and Sandra Twine is my Roman Empire. I could talk about their history.
Getting them, and I think we'll get into the cast, but a good number of these they do the circuit, and then some of these are some heavy hitters that you do not get often. You don't get on the challenge, you don't get on the spin-offs, you don't get on returning seasons. So this feels like the right time to launch this conversation officially.
Absolutely. But first I wanted to ask, so what is your reality TV background? The girlies know mine for a little bit. We talk about in Boys Love, we do Boys Planet, we do survival shows, which is basically like an evolution of American Idol, but in Korea, where they form K-pop groups. But before that, I was a Survivor girly, an Amazing Race girly, Idol. I was the girl who was writing down all of their names, their voting history, what their immunity, or what their what was it they would call? They had a luxury item that they brought in those early seasons.
Oh my gosh, yeah, Survivor, yeah.
Yes, and everyone had their specific one. So
this was before we had Wikipedia.
Yes, it was just girls on forums writing down voting.
Oh my God.
A lot of forums.
Yeah. Well, what about? I'm curious what the Austin office history and reality shows are.
I can go first.
Yeah.
So I was a Real World Road Rules watcher from I don't know, middle school forward, and backlogged all the original seasons. So that was the first thing. Road Rules, Real World Road Rules Challenge. When it became the challenge, it kind of lost me.
Yeah.
But I was there first episode of Survivor, first episode of Amazing Race, first episode of Big Brother. I remember recording some of those on VHS tapes if I couldn't watch it live.
Wow.
So I've been there since the start of a lot of these shows, and it's exciting to see some of these legends come back and do something a little bit different.
What is your ultimate one? If you had to just pick one that you love the most. And we'll count Drag Race in there too, since we have that
Drag Race,
representation.
of course. I mean, I would probably say Drag Race. Yeah, I mean, at one point Survivor, but Survivor is, if you still watch it, but it's kind of, the flame is not as bright as it once was.
Yeah,
the torch
is not bright.
The torch is not as bright as it once was on Survivor.
What about you, Brandon?
For me, I think a little bit of Real World Road Rules, because I have much older siblings, so I remember that being like on in the house. But I think the two big shows for me in like late middle school, high school, like right before I went to college era, were Big Brother and So You Think You Can Dance. And those were like, and they were both summer shows. So it's like when you have the most time. They were both on multiple nights a week. So we definitely had TiVo so they could be recorded, like that era. I would say those were like the two big ones. I wasn't a big Survivor fan, honestly, until I met Jeffrey Joe over here. But I think a good fun fact about us is the first time Jeff and I ever kind of hung out together, it was to watch an episode of Big Brother. So,
oh, wow. What season was it?
It would have been 2007. So whatever, summer of 2007, whatever season that was.
Was that Summer of Secrets? Hold on. Big Brother?
Let's find out. Do the back. But
I'm doing quick Google.
Yeah, so those are the two big ones.
It was Big Brother 8. It was the everyone had, there were secret, it was the Danielle and Evil Dick.
Oh wow. Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty solid season.
I mean, I'll also say that like me and some of my friends, we were like live feed watchers. Like we would have it on in the background, like at our houses and be like chatting about it.
Big streamers.
So we were watching a lot of Big Brother.
Yeah. And then like Jeff said, these days it's a lot of Drag Race franchises, a lot of
that's a full-time job right there, just to watch all the Drag Race.
I mean, we were full-time. We would like have like full Infinity Stone collection up to a certain point, and then when we exploded in Europe, like it kind of became too much to keep up with. So we pick and choose our seasons now, but it's definitely that. And then there's I think a big one for me also is Project Runway.
Oh yeah.
I will say if there's one besides US Drag Race that I've seen from start to finish, it's US Project Runway for sure.
So my TiVo era was all of high school basically, and so I TiVo'd every single competitive reality TV show that they would give me. Make Me a Supermodel, Project Runway, Top Model, Top Chef Masters.
Top Chef, yep.
The next Food Network star.
There's too many. I don't think we would.
Bravo
we really
had
went down the full.
Yeah, Bravo had like a good run of reality shows, and then they just went to straight reality. But I remember watching like Sheer Genius, the like hair cutting.
Oh yeah, I mean that was a show for me too. I mean that's where Tabitha came from. So
yes, absolutely.
Yeah, we had a Tabitha Takes Over era.
That's a good. Yeah, we did a Tabitha deep dive.
I did too.
Early COVID maybe, but I think you bring up a good point of because there's a lot of Bravo overlap since this is Peacock in that vertical. We were definitely Bravo people before it was just Housewives.
Just Housewives,
or that we're not Housewives people. We'll get into.
I was a big My Life on the D-List stan. I watched Kathy like all.
I mean,
seasons.
if we want to also talk before, we could do a deep dive on non-competition shows. We could talk about the Anna Nicole show.
Oh yeah.
We could talk about Girls Next Door. Like that's a different era. I know. Watch this just like plant the seeds of us just diving into like true. We'll ask what people want to hear.
We'll ask the audience. Let me ask the audience.
But I think the Traitors is a great summation of a lot of our favorite shows, a really good format, and it's also really quick, which I think just works now.
Totally.
And I think they found like a really good sweet spot, and they have strong hosts. Like some of the other franchises we'll get into, but like the hosts really make this show. For sure.
Absolutely. I'm gonna have a full,
we'll get there.
We'll have a full Alan conversation, don't worry. But for the girlies that don't know, for the faithful that don't know, what is the Traitors? So I am going to explain to you the rules of Traitors. There are contestants that arrive at a castle. There is a $250,000 prize. I'm explaining the U.S. rules specifically. All the players are referred to as faithfuls, but among them are traitors. So they're a group of contestants that the host will select, and their goal is to have the faithfuls eliminate each other because they want to make it to the finals.
Mm-hmm.
If the faithful contestants eliminate all the traitors, they share that prize fund at the end. But if any traitors make it to the end, they will take all the money.
Mm-hmm.
So every night, the traitors, they come together. They will pick one faithful to be murdered at night, and then they have to leave immediately. The remaining faithful won't know who was murdered until the morning when they come in for breakfast. And then there is a group mission where they play little mini games, basically.
Very mole.
Very mole. Give a little celebrity mole. Speaking of Kathy Griffin.
Oh my gosh.
Give a little like mission where they compete and play in order to put money into that prize fund to work up to the $250K. Sometimes the challenges will offer an opportunity for a player to win immunity. That's right. To visit the armory where they can have a chance to pick a shield. That means they are protected from being murdered that night by the traitors. And then the end of the night, they convene at the round table where they all have to vote out one person to be banished in hopes to vote out the traitors.
Public tribal council for our Survivor
public tribal
fans.
Council. Yes, everyone has to vote,
and everyone, and except you the shield, everyone's on the block potentially.
Absolutely. Once they vote someone out, they go into a little podium, a little circle, and they have to say circle of truth.
Circle of truth. There it is. Yeah,
yes,
circle of truth.
They stand on the circle of truth, which I wish that it would actually like light up, and if it would be like white or red. But
reveal yourself.
They reveal themselves as the lip sync assassin, and they have to say either they are a faithful or a traitor.
Yeah, and we're just winding down from 20 or 21
and then,
people.
Yeah, you get to the end. Now, Too Long Didn't Read. If you've ever played Mafia, it's Mafia. It's Mafia with celebrities and a $250K and a great budget.
And some normal people. There's some regular people.
On season 1.
Yes.
Season 1, there's some regular people. But I guess the other... So I've never played Mafia, but I do remember... So this reminded me that as a kid, I did like a murder mystery birthday party. So it's kind of that idea. Everyone has what? No.
Fun. Yeah, that's what all kids want.
I mean, they did at some point. They had a moment, but I think that kind of party game energy, like you're saying with Mafia, it's the premise.
Absolutely. So just to quickly talk about season 1, because the US version has completed 1 season. It is on Peacock. The shows are on Peacock, so you can watch it all there. The show was 10 episodes at a reunion on the 11th. At the end of the show, we were left standing with Cirie Fields from Survivor fame, Ari Luyendyk from The Bachelor. He was a bachelor. I did not, so I'm not Bachelor Nation, but I found out that
not at all.
He was Bachelorette. He was chosen to be the Bachelor. He picked a girl. They broke up, and then he married the runner-up, and now they have kids and
good for her.
Yeah.
The only thing this triad knows about the Bachelor Nation is if they make it on a Dancing with the Stars.
Yes, if they show up in Dancing with the Stars, I mean, honestly, that's how I know. If they show up in another show that I'm watching, then I'm like, slay.
Yeah, exactly.
Kate Chaston from Below Deck, Bravo Celebrity, as they've called them in the show, and
a slay. A slay, I would say.
I think she's the star of the season.
She was absolutely the star of the season. And 2 normies, Quentin Giles and Andy Vanacore. They were the last 2 non-celebrities that made it to the final episode. And essentially, Cirie Fields, who was a traitor from the very beginning, made it to the end. She convinced the remaining faithful, which was Quentin and Andy, that she was also faithful. So they said, let's end the game right now to win the prize. They thought they were going to share it, and then Cirie revealed that she was a traitor all along. So then Cirie ended up taking all of the money, all for herself. That is Too Long Didn't Read as well, but we're going to kind of dig into season 1 of just some of our favorite moments.
Yeah.
And maybe some things that we want to call out as we're excited about in season 1 that we hope that we can get, something in season 2. So I think the main thing is that season 2 will have an all celebrity cast. They are all
celebs.
Notable names to at
For
least a
their
group of people in their circles.
In their circles, and some of them a little bit out.
Yeah.
We have some athletes.
Yes.
And we have a few people from the UK, some UK celebrities in as well, which we'll talk about. But definitely people who in their own rights are notable.
Right, are notable. But what did you think about having kind of celebs and non-celebs in season 1?
I thought it was interesting.
So what's interesting
it's
UK
interesting,
season.
right? Yeah.
UK season. I think we watched this and then pretty much immediately watched UK season 1 right after. And UK season 1 had no celebrities,
right?
Okay.
And you get a totally different game. But I think what makes kind of the double cast, or like the mixed cast here of celebrities, non-celebrities, is you're biased with people you know.
Truly, yep.
And they likely have existing relationships.
And that played a lot in
huge. Like I know this person from Survivor, or we were on Snake in the Grass together, whatever.
Yeah.
And they just know how to play the game, and I think that really shows up with Christian and Cirie.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like not only know how to play the game, but they know like how to stir up drama.
They know how to be on TV.
Absolutely.
They know how to be on TV, and I think someone like Kate especially knows how to like make people kind of go off or stir up drama. Like think about the drama she was pushing between her and Rachel through most of the season. We love Miss Rachel, but Kate
this house supports Brenchel, so
absolutely.
Brenchel 2024 in this home.
That's right.
Floaters grab a life fest.
Yeah, this relationship was built on Brenchel energy. But and some of those confessionals that you would hear Kate say about Rachel, it's like you've heard on every other show that Rachel's been on, people talking about her, and the same way she knows how to get attention too. One thing about Rachel that I love though is I think as she's gone through more and more shows, you can see that she really wants to win in a different way.
Very competitive, absolutely.
But some of her earliest experiences kind of like set the stage for her, and sometimes to her detriment. But it just depends on the group she's with. But yeah, I think in general, I think it should be one or the other, and I'm really excited to see how season 2 plays out. With
I think that was kind of the first thing that I noticed right away is that the people who have done reality shows before know how it works and are very comfortable with delineating what is the show, what is the game, and what is personal.
Totally.
Some people did kind of play into a little bit more of the personal, and I think that's where that comes in with the celebrities of like they know them from previous shows, and like are they trying to factor that into this brand new game?
Well, if you think about who Cirie banded with and ultimately got to the end with, she benefited from having these kind of like relatively clueless players.
Yeah, totally.
That she could convince and just be friends with. And then be like, oh, she could never be, a traitor.
Yeah.
That benefited her in a big way.
This final roundtable, right? Let me just kind of talk through what happened. We are left with Cirie and Ari, who are last two traitors. Kate
and Ari is like a recent recruited traitor.
Ari was recruited, yes. Kate, who has truly been like the loudmouth of the entire season.
I'm not here to win. I'm not here to win.
I just want to find it. She basically just like, I want to play the game. I want just to prove that I was right. That's kind of her only MO.
I think I think at a certain point because in the beginning I think she was like, why am I here? I don't want to do challenges. But you're right. By the end she was like, I just want to be correct about who's a traitor.
Yeah. And it kind of came down to like Ari and Cirie as traitors were like, okay, we're combined together. We're going to vote out Quentin. And then we'll just have majority and then we'll keep winning. But I think Cirie noticed that she had an advantage, that she knows that Andy and Quentin, who are the two non-celebrities, have full trust in her, full faith. So she went and voted with them to vote out Kate, really singling out Ari. And that when they finally went to that final decision of like, do they want to play the game one more time? Do they want to banish one more person, or do they want to stick with the current top 4 and then split the prize because they think they're all faithful? Cirie essentially says, in a play of like, as a faithful, I don't want any chance that there is a traitor here, and I don't think they deserve getting a piece of it. Essentially coded with full subtext, obviously, that she doesn't want to share the because if they ended right away, she shares the 250K with Ari and right away, right? And so she makes this play, and so they voted out because I think Cirie will probably like in our minds she would probably
because
then
if she's
Quentin.
saying like we need to go one more time, Quentin and Andy are going to say, yeah, you're right. And they're not going to guess her. They're like, oh, it must be Ari.
But, I mean,
but what does Ari end up doing?
Her speech was like so directed at Ari with things that only he would know because he was the traitor, that he's just like, I'm out. I'm going to quit.
Yes.
Right?
And so he is left kind of in this very precarious situation.
Does he quit or does he get banished?
Because he knows he's going to get banished because he's going to get voted out by Cirie and the two. So he basically walks. He's like, you know what? It's been fun. The game's been fun. I've been had. I'm the traitor. You have fun. I have a great life at home. Thanks for playing. And so he leaves to this relief that Andy and Quentin have. And they're crying and they're like, we're going to win this money.
The tears before the final was...
This 250K we all get to have. They all vote not to finish. And then they all go down the row. Andy says, I'm faithful. Quentin says, I'm faithful. And Cirie says, I'm faithful at heart. But in this game, I am a traitor. And the face crack of Quentin.
And Andy's like shock, I think.
Oh, yeah. I think Andy was even more shocked.
And something I think that's really unique about this show is that in, every other show we've described, what we're waiting for is to see that sole winner. But there's a point in the episode where we know Cirie has won this money. And I think the show is that good that we want to see the other people just react to not winning. Yeah. Which is like, I think says a lot about the show because really we just want to know usually we want to know who wins, but we already know it's going to be Cirie. And it's like, the payoff is still that good because you get to see Quentin and Andy's reactions.
Absolutely.
And it's so good.
And it was very interesting throughout the season. Andy almost becomes our audience surrogate in a way of like every roundtable, Andy was very susceptible to anything that was brought up. It was almost like clockwork that every time they had breakfast, someone would say something and they would pan to Andy and be like, what? That's crazy.
I can't believe it. A little naive.
Stephanie said that about Cirie? That's insane. Which made Andy go directly to Cirie and be like, yeah, Stephanie said this about you. And it was just... It was so insane. And also Quentin, who was the other final three, had probably the wrong.
Every episode.
Every episode was wrong. Every episode had it wrong, which made kind of.
And then I think by the end of the season, his line became, "Well, I've been honest about what I thought."
Yeah, which that is
true.
Here's the thing: it's
despite
Mafia,
being accurate
right?
or not.
There's nothing, and I think there's nothing you can bring into this new game of Mafia. Like, even people were like, well, I know, Rachel's a hardcore player. If she's so faithful, that's just what she's going to play. And so it's very interesting that people come in with their own way of gameplay. And you kind of just have to take it for what you get. Because there's no correct way to play the game.
There's not a blueprint. There's not a blueprint. Now, it combines, pieces of a lot of other shows.
I think it will be interesting in season 2 that people have seen the show. I mean, obviously there were international formats before this, but now that people in the US and probably people who are on the show have exposed themselves to season 1, how do they play the game differently? Right?
Yes.
Like there are a lot of little things that will kind of need to be tweaked. Like you think about all the breakfasts, the last person to enter the room was always kind of like the other person that was at risk of being
or like
murdered.
In discussion.
Right. So they can't do that again.
Where it'll make it really obvious if we start to see.
I was shocked that they never made themselves, the Traitors never made themselves the last person to come in.
Well, I think production decides ultimately kind of the order that they're coming in. I think, we would think, we don't know otherwise, but I think you're right in that it's pretty obvious now that it's like you're the other person who's kind of on the block. Which is also a way of saying, okay, this last person to walk into the room is probably a faithful, because it's rare that they ended up being a traitor to walk in before the end.
So, I mean, this masterful play from Cirie Fields, we've talked a little bit about Kate, but I just want to make like the Bravo celebrities are so delicious in this show.
They just know they're from a different.
They are from a different training. Like
Yeah,
it is.
It's a
They
different
are
course.
so comfortable.
You've
with
got
having
your
cameras
CBS,
on.
you've got your Amazing Race Survivor
It's
Big Brother
so interesting,
community.
right? To watch
And-
it.
Yeah, and I mean, well, and I think if you think about like those shows, the drama there happens on the side, one-on-one, in the back you're trying to like stir up. But Bravo people, generally very generalized, are like, let's do it out in the open.
It's all in the open.
Yeah, I'm going to say this in front of you and 17 other people because Daddy Andy isn't going to write my check unless I make this fight happen today on camera. So it's a very different approach, which is why Rachel and them probably butted heads so much.
I know. It was so fun to watch Kate from Below Deck and Big Brother winner Rachel just go at it because they just did not get along at all. And it was so funny because when Rachel was voted out, Kate became a whole new person. she was eating. She was like,
she probably got a little humbled.
I think so.
Too, yeah. But I think you really saw Rachel just the devastation in her face because she wanted it so bad. And I think it's interesting, Rachel would probably, for people who know Rachel, like she would be like the obvious traitor because I think she's so often painted as a villain when we've said like these days, like she really wants to win. She really wants to play.
It's just been, we've kind of, I think because she was from an earlier Big Brother kind of circuit, we kind of painted that kind of competitiveness as like, well, it's annoying or like it's whatever.
Her reputation precedes her.
Yes. Which is interesting because that's literally what happens to Kate, right? Her
100%.
Reputation precedes her too, and like no one believes her.
A little bit with Brandy, who's like the sole housewife on this episode, but we get a lot more. It's so smart
to put a housewife in here. I am so excited to have.
We have a lot
coming. As we do.
We have many more coming.
I'm so excited.
I really wish we had gotten more of Brandy. I mean,
me too.
We had the residuals with the whole like note thing that
so ridiculous
that Kate dropped at the round table. Which
you can't write that. You can't write it.
I can't believe that was real.
I can because it came from two people from Bravo.
That's fine. That's also true.
I would not believe it if it came from like the Big Brother people because it's like
they know better
TV shows, but like because it's the Bravo Lebs who are like I just live in a 10. I'm just gonna 100%. Always pick the most chaotic choice all the time.
Nothing we say matters unless that camera's on.
Yeah, very that. Now, like, who was kind of flop energy on this season? Like, I think
Stephanie,
obviously,
I hate to say it, Stephanie, it was a big flop just because like Quentin, came in with her full convictions of what she thought was right, but because we know that it was wrong. I mean, her first mistake was trusting Cirie right away.
Yeah, and I think she just has really strong opinions about, especially people like Rachel and Cirie, who she'd been on Snake in the Grass with previously in the last year or two. And I think she just came in
with being like, well, they're not
unable to like take what was given to them at face value in this show and just kind of really held on to those past experiences.
What about,
I think that's the trick to playing this game. You really have to start with a clean slate. These are just faces, and you just have to figure out who's lying.
How about Ryan Lochte? Was he even on this show?
Okay, let me talk about Ryan Lochte, who I never thought would be a catalyst for Cody's Big Brother Cody's demise. Ryan Lochte leaves the show. He gets killed by the traitors. Murdered. And Cody, who was a traitor, he was the first traitor that was voted out.
The next morning, immediately to Kyle, Ryan Lochte's best friend on the show, and was like, yeah, it's so weird. Ryan, before he left, said like 3 names that was on his list. And Kyle was like, I know him. He's my best friend in the show. He would never say that. We as the audience know that Ryan Lochte is not smart enough to actually come up with names.
No way.
I think he's been on a Celebrity Big Brother, right?
Yeah, possibly. He's been on something else.
He's been on other shows. He never had any talking heads except to be like, "Woo, this is fucking awesome."
This is cool.
That's it. That was
all. He was on Celebrity Big Brother too. Yeah.
Wow.
He placed 10th, and we know those seasons only cast about 12 people. So again,
so there you go.
This is not what he's meant.
This is not what he's
someone
meant.
has to go home first.
Someone has to go home first. He was a good time because he was just game for everything.
Totally.
Nothing in there. And I want to make that very clear. There is nothing in there. And nothing has to be there. We're not saying that's a flaw. We're just saying.
But I think in terms of actual like potential and flop, Cody.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a real. Honestly, the Cody and Christian traitors, amateur,
yeah,
overconfidence. Because as soon as they feel like, oh, the traitors have the upper hand, Cody goes in and tells this lie to Kyle, and obviously puts a target in his back. When Christian knows that the traitors have the upper hand because they just recruited Ari, and so they basically were like, everyone, we have majority of the group trusting us. When no one dies because they recruited Ari to be a traitor, Christian, with no one's asking, nothing caused this to come up. But Christian was like, guys, I was recruited by the traitors last night, and I said no.
No. But isn't the way the game is designed is if you say no, then you're basically accepting being murdered.
They don't know that, but yeah.
Right, but that's what's going to happen. But, okay, so here's so we watched this, when it originally came out, and then we just saw, almost 100 days of Cirie on Big Brother. Mm-hmm. And watching Cirie coach Jared all summer that he was there, and then watching her interactions with Christian and some other cast members, but really Christian because she was, a traitor with him, it's like cinematic parallels. It's
very
crazy. Because she'll say to him in the turret at night, like, why are you saying these things, or what are you doing? Or in confessional, cutting away to say the things she says about Christian in confessionals, she says about Jared.
With Big Brother. It's like, shut up.
Why are we putting her with these amateurs?
It's kind of crazy and shows the overconfident, the hubris of men specifically. I'm calling out that gender.
100%. That, the audacity of a man on a reality show
with power. Yeah, and the whole Christian thing ultimately blows up for him because then he saved one night, right? Like he avoided the fire for one night, and then the next night it was like, well, you still brought that up last time.
And then watching, when Cirie votes for him to go, the tide's already turned. So why would you stand out? But it's a great move on her part because if she believes, then I don't think the other people that are left at that point would think of it as a strategic move to keep the heat off her. Yeah. But she's like, it just builds her credibility with people like Quentin and Ari or Andy that I think she's anticipating to see at the end. She saw the tide turning, and so she
knew that Andy and Quentin were going to be at the end with her. She knew that was how it's going to shake out. Yeah, and I think he had done enough on his own that even afterwards she could say, like, you had dug your own grave, dude. Because so that round table when Christian was going, you could tell that Ari and Cirie knew that the tide was turning, and so if they vote Christian out now, then it's done. Mm-hmm. But the way Cirie votes... Mm-hmm. When she voted for Christian, but the whole speech was to Kate and was like, Kate.
Oh, so I voted for
I have this thing where I know this ring of truth or this like air of truth when people say, and I just know. And when you say you're faithful, I believe you every time. So I'm voting for Christian. That not only seals it for Kate, right, to not mistrust her, but to everyone else on that table, to Andy and Quentin, to be like, Cirie is a real one.
Gagged.
Adam listened to the so NPR did a pop culture happy hour recap of the first season of Traitors 2, and that was kind of in the panel's like main takeaway. It's like it's almost kind of sad to see everyone else just try to play the game when Cirie already has the upper hand. As soon as that, I would say, as soon as Christian made that mistake, Cirie kind of like had the pieces ready for her.
Yeah, absolutely. She had it in the bag. Yeah. And it happened late enough with enough people gone.
And that's the thing. It really just becomes numbers. As soon as you know you have majority,
you can write it out.
Just play it. Wow. Season 1 was so good. But here's the thing, girlies. We're here to talk about season 2. We are so excited. So I'm just going to kind of talk a little bit about what's coming in season 2. Okay. just some notable names. Just some names that I'm going to throw out there. Max Chmerkovsky from Dancing with the Stars.
And now a permanent judge on So You Think You Can Dance. So
really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very interesting.
I'm going to confirm that, but yeah.
We've already talked about the Survivor royalty that is in the show, but
let it be
Sandra
said.
Diaz Twine, the only 2-time winner to ever happen in Survivor.
Well, not.
Oh,
no, there's another.
Tony.
There's another one already?
Tony won season 40 Winners at War.
Damn it!
It's okay. The first 2-time
winner.
There
you go. The first 2-time winner of Survivor, Sandra Diaz Twine, which I watched season 7 Pearl Islands, remains to this day my favorite season of all time in Survivor.
That was a very good one.
It's so good. She is so great. Parvati Shallow, her fellow Survivor winner, and they were in the final 2 in
Heroes versus
Villains.
Right? Yep.
So there's already kind of like, it's famously like they don't like each other.
Yeah, it's it is widely known that they don't like each other either, which is like it's a perfect casting choice to get them both. It's gold.
And,
because I'm sure that opportunity to be like, you have an opportunity to finally say you're better than the other.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want it? You know.
Mm-hmm.
Parvati is also a new Survivor queer icon.
Absolutely, our queer icon, Parvati.
So if we're picking upper hands here, I think this podcast is going to skew a certain way.
Yes.
but there's more.
Yes, from Survivor Legends to Big Brother Legends, we've got Dan Giesling, who won
season 10.
Big Brother 10. I famously also watched that season.
Came back, was a finalist on season.
Anybody want cake?
Yeah, anybody want cake? Dan's funeral. I mean, he also came back for season 14, I think it was, and was the finalist with Ian.
Yeah, that's right.
Big Brother icon Janelle. I mean,
oh my god!
When they dropped when the rumored cast list came out and they just had like Parvati, Sandra, and Janelle on it, I was already sold. I didn't even see Peppermint yet. Yeah. But those 3 names, I was like, "What is this show? What am I watching now?"
If there's a Big Brother contestant who I wanna know when and if their socials go quiet, it is Janelle.
It is Janelle.
This house has received cameos from Janelle.
Yeah.
That is so true.
We support the doll. Like
the
this house is built on love for Brenchel and love for Janelle. Princess Brittany, yes, she will have her time in season 3, but
absolutely.
And I think season 6 is probably one of the first seasons of Big Brother that I really remember, and like the fight, like all of it. So
you sleep with older men.
Oh god, the fight with Bo, the like floater. No, Kristen. You know, it's all.
I mean, just season 6 was season 6 was the first Big Brother show I ever watched live.
Yeah,
because that was the year that we moved to America, and literally we moved to America. We moved into our little apartment, and then the next day I told my mom we have to go get a TiVo because Big Brother is going to start this summer, and I need to watch Big Brother.
We could just talk about Janelle on this podcast, but yeah, we are ready. She's been on Amazing Race. She's
been
come
done
back.
dirty, but always someone you want to root for.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I really need her to get far. I need her to get far.
Also.
Yeah, and I'm hopeful that a new show will do that, because she's come back to Big Brother a lot and she's really struggled, because again, she's another infamous, I think, legend on Big Brother whose reputation really precedes her, and it's hard to crack through. Yeah. Because even if you don't know the show, you know her, and so it's just really hard. And I don't think we're ever going to get Janelle on Survivor, so this is our chance.
I know. Yeah. You can tell Janelle is like, I will eat slop, but I am not getting in the dirt.
Yeah,
I'm a mother. So. I have an empire.
I own multiple Airbnbs in multiple countries.
She has a realty empire.
I have a Minnesota real estate empire. Like I don't need to build a shelter anywhere.
I'm curious why they haven't given her like a oh my god, what is it called? Selling Sunset kind of
Selling Minnesota.
Selling Real Housewives of Minnesota.
Selling
Real Housewives of Selling Minnesota.
Something like that. Oh, well, if they ever did like a Real Housewives of the Twin Cities.
Yeah, she'd be on it.
Yeah. Other icons. We've got former Speaker of the House of Commons, John Marco.
That's one of our 2 or 3 UK crossovers. So
I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know if that one crosses over into this audience.
There does seem to be this in like celebrity reality shows, this trope of casting some sort of politician.
It's like a political figure, because unfortunately our politics is now entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Omarosa was booked on Greatest Villain or whatever the show was.
Yes,
so she couldn't
Villains,
we couldn't get her on this.
Couldn't get her on this one.
Because she's our usual go-to for this archetype.
What I love about this is that they're bringing in people from reality, just reality, not reality competition, to play in this space, right?
Competition. So
we've said Real Housewives this year. Okay, we've got Tamra from Real Housewives of Orange County. Mm-hmm. We have Phaedra and Cirie. We have Phaedra and Cirie from Atlanta playing mafia in Scotland.
In Scotland, across the pond.
It feels like a gay fever dream.
Yeah, another built-in kind of relationship.
Because Phaedra has not been in Atlanta. She's not been in Atlanta for a while, I don't think.
No, but isn't Cirie back? Isn't Cirie back? She by Cirie?
She by Cirie. How are you gonna have a fashion show with no fashion? By Cirie.
That was the era of Atlanta. That's probably the only franchise of Housewives that I've ever watched was some early Atlanta with Cirie. With
absolutely those
Nene,
first like 2-3 seasons.
Kim Zolci, like the early Atlanta girls. Yeah.
When Candy first arrived, oh my god. Yeah, so Phaedra is not on the show, but Cirie just came back again. 14-15. Wow, the longest.
There we go.
Candy is the only one that's still in the show.
Since season 2, yeah.
Since season 2.
Yeah, Phaedra hasn't been back in a while, but Cirie's back as main for the last couple seasons.
I miss Ava Pigford.
Missed her. I wasn't there for it.
She was top model. She was a top model winner that became a Real Housewife in Atlanta.
Good for her.
Good for her. We've got a lot of real world contestants. Mm-hmm. We've got Trishelle.
Las Vegas, right?
I recognize her name.
Vegas. She had like a big splash on her season of Real World.
Bananas and CT, who are like, I think most well known from Challenge, but they were also Real World boys.
Yeah. CT, I watched his season of Real World. That was Paris. Mm-hmm. That was a long time ago. But I mean, I think he's like one of those challenge career kind of people. He's just always doing it.
These people are named as challenge people, but the real ones know them, that they started on the Real World.
Yeah.
We do have a bachelor. We've got Peter. Bachelor Peter.
Great.
Sure. I'm not Bachelor Nation, so sorry to Bachelor Nation. But I do know he was one of the ones that we did not like. It was him and like...
That's probably why he got cast then.
Yeah. It feels like he is the kind of like a... Not villain, but infamous
a foil.
Cast. Yes. Mm-hmm. We've got other Bravo celebrities too. We've got MJ from Showers of Sunset and Kevin from Bling Empire, which is Netflix, not Bravo, but kind of same
reality, but not reality competition.
Yeah, same. I'm actually shocked that we did not get a Selling Sunset girl. I mean, imagine Chrishell playing Traitors.
She's been on Dancing with the Stars.
She's been on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
Who and we obviously Miss Peppermint. I feel like okay. Now this is so I know there have been. I am nervous for Miss Peppermint because I don't want these men to do anything to her. That's really my main thing. No. Like I don't want that. But I am curious. We have had a couple of like Drag Race contestants in some, right?
So we've had one Canada's Drag Race contestant on season 1 of Traitors Canada.
Oh, okay.
So we had one, I think, Miss Fiercelicious, who was a finalist on season 3 of Canada's Drag Race. I'm telling you that without looking at the wiki, but so pretty recent.
That is so funny.
We watched Canada.
We watched Canada.
Yeah, she did fine.
But she went out
early to mid. Yeah, she made it a look.
I'm just scared that
she got
Peppermint is gonna get like oh my god, what was the girl? Who's the girl that Christian is dating or was dating in the
Geraldine?
show? Geraldine. I'm scared that Peppermint is gonna get Geraldine.
Just out of nowhere, just get
Just like,
banished.
well, yeah, or like Bam when they voted out Bam, like just get rid of someone to
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it depends on what kind of connections she builds across this cast and who she kind of bands with.
And-
I don't have any expectation of who that'll be.
Yeah, and when I look at the cast, I don't know outside of the show, outside of Traitors, you know, who she might, what kind of orbit she might be in.
Yeah.
You know, Peppermint has been on a few other shows since she was on season 9 of Drag Race, but she doesn't, I don't think she like makes reality TV like her main focus. But I think she's a great cast. I think she's a great get. And I just want her to do well.
I think the looks will be good.
The looks will be. I mean, the look, that white look in the promo already looks amazing.
Yeah,
and it looked like
cape,
in the promos that they're having like one-on-ones with Alan, which is very exciting.
So they do this. They did this in UK season 1. Go ahead.
Yes, they would kind of like at the beginning of the game
with Claudia Winkleman.
Yes.
Yeah, Claudia Winkleman.
Bangs. You know
the bangs, the hair.
Come on. different.
They would kind of have this little like, how are you going to play this game chat?
Almost like an interview to be a traitor.
A Tic Tac lunch, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a
early
Tic Tac. It was an early go-see, early Brucey. You know, a walkabout with Tim Gunn.
And I am looking at the ages. There's only 2 people that are in their 20s. Bergie.
That's pretty rare.
Which we're fine with on this podcast.
Which I'm honestly, that's, literally. Bergie and Ekin-Su, I think, from Love
Ekin-Su,
Island.
which they're both Love Island. But what I've heard, and I don't watch Love Island, is that Ekin-Su is a pretty legendary in like the Love Island UK reality circuit.
Yeah.
When we listened to some early reaction, like another podcast reacting to this cast when it came out first, Ekin-Su was a big deal, and a lot of people who know Love Island and UK reality are really excited about her. So
she started as a soap opera, a Turkish soap opera star. That's crazy.
Turkish, oh wow!
Come on over.
Which I'm really excited to see. The 30s and up. Kind of, I mean, a lot of this cast is in the 40s. I mean, our legends that we've said are all in their 40s.
I mean, the 3 of us have been watching reality TV for a long time.
Yes,
if you think about the age you have to be eligible for reality TV and how long we've been watching it, like, 20 plus 15 years, it skews a little older.
Yeah.
Well, what's
it's
interesting
just because like when I started watching reality TV, it really was from American Idol, and like American Idol was so specifically 16 to 25. I think.
Very young.
I think unlike a lot of these other shows which are trying to cast for like a showmance, there's not really even space for that in this format, right?
No.
So there's not a big incentive to cast like young people who want to like, meet somebody on reality TV in this.
Yeah,
in this
we do
show.
have an existing relationship on the show coming in.
On this one, right?
Yeah. So we have Marcus and
Marcus Jordan, Michael Jordan's son.
Yeah, and scroll up. What's Larsa
Pippen.
Yeah,
who is a Real Housewife of Miami.
I guess that explains Marcus. Doesn't really. Why is Deontay? Like Deontay's another non-reality person who's in this cast.
Just an athlete. He's
just like a Ryan Lochte.
It's the Ryan Lochte casting. It kind of gives me a little bit of Dancing with the Stars, but I would love. Just random names that you would want to see in a future season. I want to see the Bellas in here. I want to see Nikki Bella in here from Dancing with the Stars. Nikki Bella, yes.
Oh yeah,
from
Dancing with the Stars,
wrestler,
definitely. Yeah.
Because they used to sprinkle in a lot of the wrestlers. I mean, Ashley Mishi Rest, which is in Survivor China. They had a few other wrestlers in like Dancing with the Stars and in Survivor. So I think that would be a fun gag. Let's talk about Alan.
Let's talk about Alan.
If Alan was not the host of this show, I don't think it would be as dramatic.
For sure.
Actually,
not.
I think I have a better intro question.
Do you have alts?
What's your touchstone for Alan Cumming?
Yes.
Alan Cumming is locked in my memory because of blank. I want everyone else to go first. I think I know what Jeff's going to say, but I want to hear yours.
So mine was The Good Wife.
Okay, that's multiple award nominations.
Amazing performance, right? But I always just knew that his clips of his cabaret existed. So I
Mhm.
always just put him with like, oh, he's the guy from Cabaret.
Mhm.
And I think I kind of confused both him and Joel Grey together. I was like, oh yeah, he originated Cabaret. I'm like, no,
Mhm.
he is just like a great embodiment of that character. Like
Mhm.
when he did that role, that it feels like, oh yeah, you are the originator of this role. Right?
Yeah. I mean,
So that's how I always put Alan Cumming. He does a great job in Good Wife. What was the other one? Oh, Schmigadoon is the current one right now that
Yeah.
he
Very
knocks that
recent.
right out of the park too.
Totally.
And very famously, I met him at Town.
Oh, that's
We're at
right.
Not what is that called? T. I met him. I saw him at T.
I think they're all called T. I mean, I'll take it from. I mean, just because of that, my touchstone for him is definitely MC and Cabaret in the '98 revival. I did not see him. I did see that production, so I saw another notable replacement afterward. But since then, because that was before YouTube, just watching him on YouTube in that role, I think that's kind of my reference point for him and why I always admire him. What about you?
I mean, Spice World, the movie.
Yes.
Notable cameo? What would you say, cameo?
I mean, he was a few scenes, right?
Featured actor.
Yeah, feature player. Yeah.
Yeah. I knew you would say
main
that.
Cast.
No. But the good thing is we all know who he is.
Yes.
But he makes the show.
I mean, I think having watched 3 variations, so we've watched US one, Canada one, and UK one, he makes the show by far.
Yeah.
Like he is the best host of the show. I think Claudia Winkleman is a close second, but I don't want to throw Canada under the bus, but Canada doesn't have the same
character.
Like theatrical character.
Yeah, I think that's theatrical.
Like finesse that this version has.
Yeah, I mean, when I think the first time we saw him come in and throw a frame on the ground, I think we both gagged.
Like, this is drag.
This is drag.
This is art. Yeah.
That's a performer.
Exactly.
He is performing.
And it couldn't be. I mean, I would say like let's put him on the nominee list alongside Rue for
absolutely.
Best competition host.
If Jeff Probst can win the Emmy for best competition host for that many years,
Alan Cumming can have his moment.
Did I picked this was nominated for an Emmy, right? Do you know which one?
I don't, but I can find out.
I think it was best competition reality.
Let me confirm.
So which
Google says, outstanding casting.
Oh, casting.
It was nominated for that.
I mean,
she popped off.
Yeah, I don't know that that winner has been announced.
Because it's coming up in 2023.
All nominees. Yeah, but
season 15 of Drag Race also got nominated for casting. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
they were like, finally, they showed Connecticut queens. Finally, 4 Connecticut queens. Finally.
Yeah, I mean, I think about what he brings. I mean, not only like he is Scottish, where we are in Scotland.
It could be his house if it wasn't.
It could
anywhere
be
else.
His legitimate manor.
Although I did find a good tidbit about that, but we'll talk about that in a
moment.
The
wardrobe, apparently
let's get to that.
A lot of his wardrobe is his personal clothing.
Oh, I could tell. They all just suit him to a T.
Yeah,
and he had a big role in it.
When we recap season 2, we will be kind of tooting and booting out of our own way of the Lukes, specifically Alan's.
Yeah.
Did you have a favorite Alan Luke of season 1?
I mean,
there was one where he had like a full green glove underneath his cloak look.
I really, it gets used multiple times, but the look where he's outside in the pea coat kind of look,
like the evening shots.
Yeah,
I would
agree. With the hat.
It's all about the accessories because the suits are great and the prints and the tartan, the plaids are all wonderful. But I agree that it's like all the things he puts on top of that. But I did just want to. We were talking about the manor we call it.
Manor.
So I found through the article that the New York Times did, I think last year, about his costuming, specifically mentioned that where the Traitors is shot, and UK also shoots on the same location, is Ardross Castle, an estate in the Scottish Highlands once owned by an heir. Are you ready? to the Lee and Perrins Worcestershire sauce empire. That's just like a stray observation that we can just tuck away at the end. But I felt like that was important.
That's the legacy and the heritage that they're surrounded with,
that they're living by. And I read in that same article that one of the inspirations for the sets was Knives Out with the color and the extravagance and
the round table itself, I feel like is so.
It's just, it's great. It's so good. The Big Brother house wishes it looked good.
I know.
These days.
I mean, if they did if they would do, I'm sure there is an Emmy for production design, but they should definitely. I mean, the props and like how they filmed this round table is.
The real gag is like they're not staying in this castle. No one is sleeping.
They stay at like a courtyard.
They're in a hotel.
Yeah,
they're getting Marriott points somewhere down the road.
These are the only things that I were my takeaways from season 1 that I was like I could take away. I really don't care about the challenges. They're gonna move it up to 250.
Yeah, there's no stakes.
This is the thing. There's no incentive for the traitors to sabotage.
Which is like
it's not like mole.
In the mole, exactly.
Right.
That is the rule.
So like everyone wants to get the money regardless. They split them into like teams for these challenges, but there's no reason to
because it's all going to the common pot anyways. Yes. It's just to
and the pot will be
for
250.
Drama. And it's to hope for drama.
And then, they kind of leveled it up in the last episode to get to 250. They got the last challenge. So certainly they might do that.
And they did the same thing in the other seasons to finish it. Kind of.
Because I think there was like an early episode where Alan was like, I'll just bump it up 10K.
Because I don't like that number. But I remember that being like the gripe when we were watching season 1. I was like, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And
the points don't matter.
The stakes are where, so it's just to give
it's just party games so they can just have more stuff to feed the father of like who's lying.
Which like I would draw a connection. We just watched Squid Game The Challenge over the break, and the same thing of like they would watch the pot increase every episode, but like it's going to no matter what. And so I don't know why that's so important.
It almost feels like it's just psychological in the audience. Like they just need something to watch that they're doing physical challenges because you could, an audience would be like, well, I don't want to just watch people talk. Yeah, but like some of the shows that these people are from, that's all they do is talk.
And they go to dinner and
they go to dinner and talk, and that's the drama.
And that could be why some of the challenges aren't the most extravagant, especially if you're coming from Survivor, from Big Brother. Right. From some international seasons of these shows, even or the challenge. I'm sure where the challenges are high stakes, dramatic,
much more
difficult, physical. The challenges aren't like that on Traitors. And if you watched UK and US season 1, spoiler alert, they're the same. It's the same sets, the same beats. So that's why they haven't invested. I'm hopeful that we'll see some different challenges, maybe a little more excitement in season 2. Yeah. I would say that's like the thing I would want to tweak.
I did like the Poltergeist challenge because it was genuinely hard for them, and I thought that was very.
Which one was this?
Where the lights went off and then it came on, and they have to find the 3 things that were
the thing that's missing. I mean, that's genuinely hard.
Tough. The bells was really cool, right? Because it was showing like.
It was showing who knew music and who didn't.
Yeah, Rachel was a star.
Yeah, Rachel was a star. That she knew those songs.
I also like the creepiness of the one where they're in the church with the masks. Wearing the masks.
Yes,
it's another one where like
it's very simple.
It's a really simple challenge, but
the buried alive one, I understood the gag, right? To like you're buried alive.
That's a beat on so many shows, though. Like. You get buried alive on Dracula, on Scared Famous. Like, it's just a thing you do.
It just didn't feel... Because at the end of the day, you just had to find them and then dig them out as fast as you can. So it's like...
I mean, that one feels like, if you don't get the money, maybe you won't. Those ones where there's 2 teams and someone gets money or someone doesn't, it's like, well, the money's going to make it to the pot.
It doesn't matter.
But I think some of the ones where it's all or nothing, like the Buried Alive challenge does feel a little more exciting because maybe it won't get added to the pot.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see some stakes where the Traitors had an incentive to sabotage things. I think it would actually, in a lot of ways, make it easier for the faithful to identify who the Traitors are if they did things like that. Because right now, it's like, what do you go on? You just go on gut. Or
you go on how people are voting, how people are getting murdered.
It really is just you throw names out there. And if enough people,
or you've got to be like really savvy at watching the patterns and like where people are voting and how those people are getting murdered or not. And I think if you can start piecing together, I think that's the ideal state, is that someone who's a faithful starts to realize like, oh, this person spoke up or this person voted, and so then they got murdered. If you can start piecing those things together. But I just don't think there's enough to go on to where it's really like you just got to get lucky a little bit.
Yeah. All right.
But I think it's going to be great.
Let's make our pre-show.
Okay.
Our pre-show.
Our winner picks.
Okay. So
our traitor picks. We should probably think maybe we should vote.
Yeah.
Who's going to be
traitor picks? But I would like to see who is your one winner. So in Boys Love Lore, when we discuss survival shows, okay, there is this idea of PO1 that is the number one pick. Like, because the voting kind of dwindles down. You start with however many number of people all the way to the last week. You just have to vote for one person. So people say that is my one pick. And there is no voting here. Obviously, that would not make sense. But I am curious, who is your current one pick on this new cast? And then we'll throw some names on who we think the traitors will most likely be.
What do you got?
You go first.
I think I'm going to say Parvati. And I'm not a
the
big,
costuming of her being the only one in this crown.
Something
it's
about it.
Interesting.
It's very, something about.
So one little tidbit that we know is that Parvati
hired a
stylist
for this. We heard on another podcast that's very close to her. Maybe they're listening. They're not. They're not listening. Trust me. I don't know. I think I haven't watched a lot of Parvati seasons really closely, so I'm not really steeped in the Survivor lore the way that like Jeff is. But I think that I think she could do it. I think she's got it.
I think she has the social game down, and she also has the strategic game down, and that's very much in her favor here because it's a very social game in a lot of ways.
It's hard to not put trust in the Survivor players because this is their bread and butter, especially for the ones that we like and get cast because they're mostly known for their social game.
Yeah, and that's why they end up here.
Would you say there's
example,
less
blueprint.
Are there less like physical winners of Survivor than social? I don't know.
I mean, if you talk about Survivor Australia, different podcast, I would disagree. We should talk about that some other time.
I would say
I feel like the more celebrated
New Era, it skews more social.
Yeah.
And I think people's winner
I actually think
reputation
it kind of started very social. Early Survivor was social winners, and then like mid, it got you need to have lots of strength.
Yep.
Yes, right? Jeff wanted his men to win. So
it was all about, it was all about the white men.
Totally.
And then the new era, it's come back
very
to
social,
more social.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think people who we talk about as legends, it tends to be because they were social, and people who didn't win and were robbed, it's never because they were just winning immunity. It's because they had strong relationships, because they had a really strong impression on the jury or on the audience. So I think social.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's mine. So I'm going to say Parvati.
Okay.
Right.
I really want to say Sandra. I have some concerns because Sandra likes to sit back, right?
She likes to sit back, but when provoked, she is she cannot be stopped. I have a feeling she's going to get Kate heat. I mean, with the Kate situation,
I think so.
someone will be a shield for the traitors. Someone will be so outlandish.
And it could be a housewife or a Johnny Bananas as someone a big challenge boy.
Yeah, so I'm interested in Sandra. I want to know, I'm curious what happens with Dan, but I wouldn't pick him just because I'm not a Dan fan.
I think he's going to get Cody. He feels like he's going to have a Cody storyline.
I feel like the people who know Dan are going to know how good he is and just get him out quick.
Janelle will target Dan.
Janelle will say, hey, y'all, Dan's really good at this game. Let's get him out. She's going to round up some girlies and
yeah. So because I don't know so many of these guys, I'm going to just go with Sandra for now.
Go with the women. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is so
big surprise. What about you?
Okay, I just want everyone to know, in my heart of hearts, I want to pick Peppermint, right? Obviously. I think that is...
We want her to do well.
We all... If Peppermint won, that is like the best case scenario for the community, for Paramount,
yeah,
for the podcast,
for the world,
for the Ampliverse, for the world.
Yeah.
I think in my heart of hearts... Oh, it's hard, but I will also pick Parvati. I really think...
Okay. All right. We're putting a lot of chips.
I think we're putting a lot of chips on Miss Parvati, but I do think they are going to build up the Sandra Parvati storyline, and I think this
which
is
means it'll last. Yeah, and I think which means they're going to stick around because there's a lot to get from that. Just to kind of say, I am really excited to see Ekin-Su. I said that earlier.
Yeah,
she's got like a really great reputation. And I want to see
she would be a great
these
traitor.
people who like already kind of know each other. I want to see how they react to someone who's a big deal kind of come into their realm.
I'm very excited to see. I don't know too much if Phaedra and Cirie like each other, but I have a feeling they're going to be like, well,
if we're talking about like Ryan Lochte energy, I think that's going to be Max, because
I think Max
Dancing
too.
with the Stars is not. Yes. There's not reality. Like it's a reality
there's
competition
no strategy.
show, but there's no strategy.
There.
There's no drama to it.
No.
I think he'll be entertaining, but I think he's going to be like, what is this?
Either he's going to be entertaining or kind of like Christian and make big loud moves that don't actually do anything.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because you look at the cast and you can make a lot of pairs where they're either going to be against each other or they're going to band up, right? Like it's like the Parvati, the Sandra, the Janelle, the Dan, the couple. Obviously, they'll probably stick together in a lot of ways.
Larsa and Marcus,
Phaedra and Cirie. There's like these pairs where they're either going to be at odds or they're gonna make a little
together.
Alliance.
Bananas and CT. Like
I can also see Peppermint maybe falling into the Andy storyline. There's something that might work for Peppermint to be like.
I don't want Peppermint to get Andied because that's devastating.
Please.
And
but
I can't
at least
watch
she'll make it to the end.
But that's what if Peppermint gets to the end this time she needs to win. Okay, season 9. Okay, let's say that.
I think Ekin-Su would be a great traitor. I think they're gonna throw like a cirie in that way. I think it might be Dan. I think they make Dan a traitor.
Yeah,
Dan has traitor energy
for sure. He's got traitor eyebrows in that pic.
I almost don't. Actually, I would almost want Janelle to be a traitor because I do think she might be.
It's a way to protect her for a little bit.
She might be a target.
Because she's always, her story in the last 2 All-Stars that she's been is like, people immediately think she's a mastermind, master manipulator, when she's just like, I'm just here, girls. I came in the game and you already want me out.
She's going to say, look, I put a lot of money into this wardrobe for this. Give me 6 episodes,
Give me yes, I need more than 5. Get me in those like last 2 round tables at least. Because even Kate showed up at the last round table with this beautiful sash and a giant K brooch. I was like, you get your coin.
It's like you got to have your package, just like Drag Race. You got to come in. You got to your package.
You got to come in.
Finale look. You got to be ready. So I think Janelle, Ekin-Su, Dan would be like a really strong like first 3.
I think the people who will end up being traitors are going to come from the competition side of things. I don't think they're going to cast a housewife as a traitor because I think it's too obvious. And I just don't think that that's where their strengths really lie.
And I don't think they're going to be good enough people to hide it. Because I do think even when picking Christian as a traitor, because he was paired with Cody and Cirie, there was a sense of like, at least he was being wrangled in.
Yeah. And kind of coached a little bit. And I think I could see that happening to like an Ekin-Su as opposed to like a Bravo person. Although I don't know, Bling Empire, Kevin might be a good one it could
too.
be that.
Someone under the radar.
The other thing that I'm thinking about is the relation. So Larsa and Marcus as a couple coming in, you immediately put some stakes in there if you make one a traitor and one a faithful, because then you have like, do they reveal, do they not? And we had a couple on UK season 1 where they kept it a secret. And so
from the audience?
So they kept it from the other players.
Oh, that they were a couple.
So, people are going to know that these people are a couple because they're celebrities. So I think it wouldn't be surprised if they made one a traitor and one not, because that really ups the stakes.
The drama.
For sure. The drama for sure. Yep.
I
am
so excited. I am so excited. I didn't expect to have as much fun as I did watching season 1, and now that I did, I don't know if
it goes fast. It goes fast.
It does. It's a fast watch.
I would say, like, I think if you're gonna go watch another one, because we've got at least UK, Australia, and Canada season 1 all in the can already, but I'm seeing a ton on Twitter about UK season 2 right now.
Okay,
and I'm kind
of
happening
at the same time.
It's basically like it's 1 week ahead of US, so I'm kind of itching to jump into that.
We'll watch it and we'll reconvene and see if there's something we need to talk about.
Yeah, let's get through US.
So here is the schedule for the girlies. This is the official announced US season 2 schedule. So they're dropping those first 3 episodes next week.
And then we're on a Thursday cycle.
We'll
it seems like
probably talk about all 3 in our next episode, because it's a lot of table setting on the first episode. Even like the first banishment and murder happens on the second episode anyway. So more on that, but I am so excited, Joes. We did it, Joes.
Our Joe. Yay, our Joe. We did it, Joe. We can have like a Joe. We'll think about some Joe related openings. We got this might have legs. We'll see.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. Thank you, Joes. And thank you everyone for watching, or if you're listening on a podcast, thank you for joining the Joes. We'll be back next time for another episode of Traitor Joes. Until then, what did I say the outro was? I wrote it down somewhere. No, I didn't. Until then,
stay faithful.
Stay faithful.
Stay faithful.
Stay faithful. I suggest an eye mask, is what Alan said at one time. Sleep with one eye open tonight, Joes.
I hope you like tension.
Yeah. Thanks, y'all.
Bye.
Discovering voices, building worlds.